know the Tesla Model 3? That car that's pretty much on every street corner everywhere and is one of the best-selling cars in America and Europe, but it kind of needed a bigger hatchback version? Well, welcome to the Model Y. You can see the resemblance to the Model 3 with the Model Y as well. It's very clearly the same car pretty much, except it's just bigger. It does have the same platform, it's got the same battery, with the Model Y being heavier as well. It's got a range of 315 miles as opposed to the 360 miles that a long-range Model 3 will do. Interestingly, there is no standard range version of the Tesla Model Y coming to the UK. Certainly our sources at Tesla suggest that there isn't going to be one anytime soon. So £55,000 is as cheap as it gets for a Model Y, and that gets you the 315 mile range, but it also gets you masses of equipment, including that glass roof, four-wheel drive and a sub 5 second 0 to 62 mile per hour time. So you have got that sort of moderately lunatic performance that Tesla does sort of have a reputation for. And let's face it, I mean, this car has been anticipated for so long now. It feels like it's taken years to get here from America, and it's already, the order books have rammed, despite the fact that Tesla isn't even offering finance deals yet. It's very early days in the launch of the car. So let's get inside and have a look at it. Before we do have a closer look at the Model Y, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the CarGurus UK YouTube channel, and turn on your notifications so that you don't miss any of our weekly videos. So like I said, you can definitely see that this is based on the Model 3. It looks exactly like a Model 3 at the front, but it's definitely higher roofed. It just looks like kind of an overweight Model 3, let's face it. So I wouldn't say it's pretty, but I don't think it's offensive in any way. And it's got that very nice, sleek, aerodynamic line that Tesla's sort of quite well known for now, and that we know from experience in all the other Tesla models does tend to pay off in terms of real world efficiency. More than that, this has also got a really huge boot, so it's going to be a great family car. This powered tailgate is standard as well, and you get massive boot space. You get loads of underfloor storage here. It's virtually fall in there by accident. It's like a huge well of space. You get a bit of storage either side. Of course, you get that frunk as well, so you get a trunk in the front, which is good for your cables so that you don't have to shift all your stuff out of the boot just so that you can plug the car in. So it is really, really good in that respect. It's just a great family SUV. The rear seats are really spacious and also feel very light thanks to the standard full-length glass roof. Others, such as the Volkswagen ID.4 and Skoda Enyaq, do have more headroom, and there are no sliding seats in the Tesla Model Y. But you can fold the seats flat from the boot, and there's talk of a 7-seat model joining the range in the future. So if you are at all familiar with the Tesla Model 3, this is going to feel like home to you because it is pretty much exactly the same. Very, very minimalist. It still feels like nothing else. Tesla is so good at making its cars feel very distinctive, very unique. They're just completely bold, aren't they? And it does feel so much like kind of a tech product rather than a car. It's so focused on this screen and there's absolutely nothing else. Even your air vents are hidden in this sort of shelf that's hidden in the whole architecture of the dash. I think it looks great, and I actually think it feels quite nicely built, this one as well. There are some question marks over build quality generally that I've read about, but I have to say this model I think is quite nice. Maybe I'd quite like different material for the steering wheel. I've always had a bit of a question mark over whether I like the steering wheel in the Model 3 and the Model Y. Generally, I think it feels really good. Really comfy, nice and light. And of course, you get everything that you could want in this touchscreen. So you get all of Tesla's systems. The only thing actually you do have to pay £10 a month after the first year, which you get for free in the Model Y. You have to pay £10 a month for your sort of Spotify, music streaming services and this kind of thing. But apart from that, you get your nav, which can show you all of your nearby chargers and Tesla superchargers as well, and it'll give you all the details of how many connectors are available. More than that, you've got your standard sat nav, you've got all of your, like I said, your music streaming, you've got your radio. It kind of does have all of the functions you could want. You also have wireless phone charging in here. You've got a nice deep cubby down here, and you put your phone up there and that charges it. So I think generally actually really nice. So yes, to be honest, it is a lot to get used to, and it does take some time to just figure out where everything is, and it takes some time to, you know, stop panicking every time you want to go and open the glove box and find that there's no switch for it or anything like that, because that's in the screen too. But do you know what? With time, actually, the menu layouts are good enough that it can be quite intuitive to use. The Tesla Model Y long range charges at up to 210 kilowatts, or that goes up to 250 kilowatts if you go for the performance model. That means that on the long range you'll get a 100 mile top up in around about 10 minutes, or you can have an 80% top up in about 30 minutes if you plug into one of the ultra-rapid 350 kilowatt chargers that are beginning to spring up along the UK's motorways. It also has a CCS rapid charging port, which makes it compatible with most third-party public rapid chargers, although having access to the excellent Tesla supercharger network means that you probably won't need to use them too often. Now, given that we are in the cheapest and least powerful of the Tesla Model Ys, it's just unnecessarily quick, really. I think that is one of the things that you take away with this car immediately, the second you get in it and drive it anywhere. It's something about the power delivery in all electric cars is quite instant because of that massive kind of wave of torque that you get straight away. But in Teslas, I think the four-wheel drive and the way it delivers that is even more kind of urgent. You get this kind of sense of, it's just great fun, I have to say. I mean, it is a point and squirt car. You just can't help yourself. Even in the mid-range, you just kind of floor it and you just kind of want to go whee everywhere you go. It's a bit of a thug, really, isn't it, that sort of performance? But it is good fun. And do you know what? Actually, the handling isn't that bad either. Particularly that four-wheel drive system comes into its own, I think. It gives it quite a darty sort of turn into corners. And the steering, although to be fair, it's not very tactile. I don't know that you get that much of a sense of what's going on at the wheels. It's still very predictable. It's nicely weighted. You can change the weighting, of course, through the touchscreen. Yes, it's a bit of a sort of grip and go handling. It's not really mobile and fun like, for instance, the Jaguar I-Pace, which, let's face it, is actually kind of within the price range of the Tesla Model Y. Certainly, the Jaguar has absolutely got this nailed for fun, if that's what you're after. But this is a much more practical car, and I mean, yeah, it's great fun. Really like it. As for the range on the Tesla, well, it's as good as you would expect it to be. We saw 250 miles to a charge fairly easily, even in colder temperatures and with a lot of motorway miles. In summer temperatures, and with a bit of slower driving, it's very likely that you'll see more than 300 miles to a charge quite easily. The only real problem with the Model Y is ride comfort. Now, this test car is on 20-inch wheels. You get 19s as standard, and I would definitely recommend that you stick with 19s, because on these 20s, it picks up all those kind of high frequency, just tiny little sort of imperfections in the road surface. And it's quite noisy suspension, and it also sends quite a harsh sort of thud through the cabin. It feels quite unsettled a lot of the time on UK roads, and I think that's a bit of a shame because everything else about the car actually feels really slick, really smooth, and really well judged. So that really does feel like a bit of a kind of ball dropped on Tesla's part. I think they do need to sort that out as soon as possible, because it would probably put me off buying this car, I must say. Especially that it's just noisy and intrusive and not what you expect in a car that otherwise has such fantastic refinement. And I do think that the Model Y does feel a bit expensive. Yes, I know one day you're going to be able to have it with 7 seats, and I would add that Tesla, their finance deals do tend to be very good. So for instance, when I was comparing this like for like with something like a Kia EV6, actually the Tesla was really competitive. So don't judge it just on that list price. At the moment, at launch, Tesla hasn't actually offered any finance deals. It's cash only, but those finance deals will come. So lots and lots going for it. I think it is one of our favourite electric family SUVs, but I have to say, with stuff like the Skoda Enyaq out there, it does feel a bit pricey, and it does feel like there are aspects that could be better. So yes, if this is your bag, if you want a premium family SUV with masses of space and practicality, then this is right up there. In short, the strength of the competition and the improving public charging infrastructure is beginning to make Tesla less of a default choice than it used to be. Even so, given the performance, equipment and the interior space, not to mention the Tesla supercharger network, it is still easily one of the most compelling premium family EVs out there. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and head to cargurus.co.uk for a whole host of fantastic used cars, including loads of great used EVs, all from top-rated dealers.